Hello, hello. Welcome everybody. Back for a live trading session, London session. First of all, I need to apologize. I totally did not hear my alarm. I was actually laying down before 1 p.m. today. I set my alarm to 12:30, so I have time to wake up and be ready for the live stream, because I always need a little bit to wake up. And I totally slept through my alarm, so I woke up much later. And again, when I wrote in the Telegram chat, I literally just woke up and got out of bed, so I was not ready to jump on it right away. So I just decided to go live tonight in the London session. First of all, risk disclaimer as usual. I'm not a financial advisor, so this is all at your own risk. Whatever you learn here or do here, I'm not responsible for anything that you do. Just keep that in mind. Hey Foss, welcome. And let's go with some key things first. Okay, so this is my FXbook account for my 10k challenge with my fund at FX. I already posted a screenshot in the chat last week, but this is where we are right now. So I'm up 1.94%. I had a bad first day. I had 2 losses back to back, so I just stopped. And then the next few days went a lot smoother. And I did change. This is my fund at FX account here. You can see the curve. 8 days in, so I started not last week but the week before Thursday night. I set it up. So that's why I have 8 days already on there, and we're up 193 to 72. Target is 800, so we're like a quarter there. How you doing, Foss? I don't know if you heard it, but sorry about earlier today. Like I said, I totally did not hear my alarm. And when I messaged you when I responded to your message in Telegram, I literally just got out of bed, so I just needed some time to wake up, and I was like, screw it, I'm just gonna do it later. So what has changed? Let's go over that real quick. So first of all, it's still same strategy. So the Asian session is the blue box here on the screen. And come 2 o'clock or 2 a.m. in the morning, that's pre-London, all we're doing is we're waiting for price to go either above the box or below the box. Meaning sweeping liquidity from one side. Yeah, okay, thanks. Like I said, I did not hear my alarm. I set it to 12:30, and that gives me about 30 minutes to wake up, but never heard it. I was out. It happens. So yeah, back to the principle of the strategy. Like I said, we're waiting for Asian liquidity, Asian high or Asian low to be taken out, and then we're waiting for a reversal signal that can be either ICT based or based on the indicators that I use. Either way is fine, just basically get in. However, what I did change, and I thought about this when I was back testing over the weekend, I am going to change my money management or trade management a little bit. So I will take 2 positions, same size, and I'm not gonna use the position size calculator. I just made it fixed 0.3. Last week I only did 0.1. But this week I'm getting a bit ballsy because I want to make some progress on the challenge, even though it's not time limited. But so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 2 positions with 0.3. Stop loss goes underneath the dots that we need in order to take a trade. That's important. And then I will take my first take profit, or take the first half off at 1 to 1. So whenever I hit 1-to-1, I'm gonna take the first half off, and I'm not gonna move my stop loss for the second half. I'm gonna leave it where it is. Reason why I do this is if I do get stopped out on the second half, I'm plus minus 0. So then I'm basically break even, but I can leave my stop loss where it is. And if I do get stopped out, then it is what it is. However, if I get clear reversal signals, meaning I get all my indicators saying, okay, we're going against you now, then I will consider putting in a break even, so at least I have a little bit of profit for the day, and then consider to go back in if the possibility arises, so to speak. So once again, I take 2 positions. The first one is 1-to-1 risk reward, and then I will not move my stop loss for the second position. And now once I hit 1-2-3 on the second position, or I hit the middle band, which is this dotted line here, I will take half of that position off, and then I will write the other one out until I hit the dots on the other side, basically. If you can, if I go back, I'll show you that. So this was Friday. We came out of the box. I took my entry right here, and I actually posted a screenshot. And then at 1-to-1, so right around here, I took off the first half, and then I left my stop loss where it is. And then I didn't have that 1-2-3, so I just used the middle line. Once I hit the middle line here, I put my stop loss at break even, and then all I did is I was waiting for price to hit the band on the other side, which it eventually did in New York. And then I waited for the dots to appear, and that's when I closed my trade, and that was it. So it was a pretty good trade, but I only used 0.10 or 0.10 lots. So today, or this week, well, going forward, I'm using 0.3, and see how it goes. And like I said, the only addition I made is when price, especially when price comes out of the band this far, 1-2-3 is hit sooner than we hit the middle band. So that's why we'll take half off either way, whatever comes first. Oh yeah, and another rule that I have now is that if I have an entry, but my 1-2-3 target is past the band on the other side, I will not take the trade or adjust my entry to a lower point where I can actually reach 1-2-3. Let me explain this real quick. This is a little, just to be, I need my tool here. Where is it? There it is. It's easier to explain with this one here. And then 3. Okay, so let's take this example from Friday. Okay. So on Friday, let me zoom in a little bit. This, and then make it a little bit bigger. Okay, so on Friday I entered on this candle here. Right here was my entry. My stop loss was right underneath, like so. And you can see when I go to take profit, my visual 1-2-3 target was here. That was way before we hit the band on the other side. So this would be a valid setup for me. Now if I would take a trade, which it's not realistic, but let's say I would enter here, my 1-2-3 target would be up here, which is past the band. So if I get an entry signal that high and it goes past the other side of the band, then I will set a pending order. I will just go lower after a valid signal, kind of like so that the 1-2-3 target is before I hit the band on the other side, and then I will set a pending order. And the reason why I do this is, Let me go back a little bit. There was one. Was it here? Yeah, here. I think the valid signal came on this large candle here. If you would have taken it, that is. But let's say this is my entry candle. And so enter right here. My stop loss is up here, above the high. And you can see that my 1, 2, 3 target is down here now. The other side of the band is here, so I will now take this entry. Instead, if I get the signal, I will set a pending order, adjust it to a 1, 2, 3 target, like right around here. You can see now my 1, 2, 3 target is before the other side of the band, and I will set a pending order, and as you can see, this was filled here, and then we go down. So that's a new rule that I implement going forward. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. So other than that, like I said, same thing. We wait for a price to sweep the lows or the highs of the Asian session. Preferably I want price to come outside of the band at the same time. And then we wait for an entry signal and then take the trade. Very simple. I'm actually going to leave this tool on here so I can do the check, but like I said, if price comes way out of the band, you don't have to check. Then you definitely have a 1, 2, 3 before you hit the other side of the band. So I'm just going to leave that tool on for now. Yeah, like I said, I did some back testing over the weekend, and I found that with this arrow here, you get good entries, but it usually always comes back a little bit. So if I'm way outside of the band, I don't mind taking the trade and going through a little bit of drawdown. That's fine. However, if I don't have a 1, 2, 3 to the other side, then I will definitely set a pending order so that I have a 1, 2, 3. And then if I get filled, great. If I don't get filled, well, then that trade was not for me. I don't have to take it. It's kind of like, I think I said a long time before, if the pair doesn't want to play nice, then I don't play. Simple as that. Meaning that if it doesn't set up the way I want it to set up, then I'm not taking the trade. It's okay. I don't have to. But that is to ensure that I have at least a 1, 2, 3 to the other side of the band, or somewhere around there. If I don't have that, then the whole trade is not worth it, in my opinion. Yeah, so those are the changes. I actually took the green and red arrows that you guys have on the template right now off again because it was just too much. It was just all over the place. It was an EMA crossover arrow basically, but when the market is ranging, you just have them everywhere, and it's just made me nuts. I don't like this. So I put another indicator back on, the TMA CG MTF indicator that was in one of my previous packages. I will package this up again and post it in the chat, no worries. But I think this looks a lot cleaner. And basically, what is a signal? A signal is if you have the blue arrow, the green arrow, and the white arrow. That's a signal. Those three combined. And of course, we need to have touched the band. So 1, 2, 3. That's an arrow. Then we confirm with here. Okay. Yeah, not this one. I just left it on there because I want to see it in action. So disregard that. Also, those bands, I have an idea how to use them, but I'm not quite sure yet, so I'm not going to say anything yet. I just have them on the chart to observe them. They're not part of the strategy as of now, but I have an idea how I can use them. That's why they're on there, just so I can see them in action. So anyway, hit 2 a.m. Now we're waiting for price to either sweep the lows or the highs, and it looks like we're taking the lows here. So anyway, yeah, signal is those three arrows together is a buy signal basically, and then we have to confirm here, green, 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 or this needs to be at least white. I think this was white when this happened actually, because I was watching it. But as long as this one is white and we get green and green here, we're good to go. So here would be your entry, stop loss right underneath, and then one to one risk reward. You take the first half off, or close the first position, and then leave the stop loss for the second one at 1 to 3 or middle band, whichever one comes first. You take the second half, you take half of the second position off, and then you write the rest of the second position up to the other side of the band. So that way it's more managed, and you take less hits, especially when you do a challenge. I hope that makes sense. It's just a money management, risk management thing that I thought of over the weekend. I was like, this might actually be better. Yeah, the profits might not be as high, but also your win rate will improve a lot, and you will not lose as much. And that's the main reason we're trading, right? Preserving capital, not losing it. Anyway. So yeah, those are the changes. If you have any questions, let me know. Other than that, I'm just waiting for either side to give me a signal. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to set an alert here, right at the low. I have my own sound, so ding ding. Because I don't like the default sounds of NT4, that's about right. And let's make this cha-ching. There you go. So now I have my alert set to the low and the high, and as soon as I get an alert, I check the charts and then look for an entry. So it's very simple, and I can only take entries until 5 a.m. Preferably I want the entry to be before 4 a.m. to be honest, because after 4 a.m. the probability goes down a little bit, just from experience. So between 2 and 4 is ideal. 2 and 4 I take any entry blind, no problem. I also use the 30-minute band now, not the 15-minute. So when you click on the properties of this band, this is set to 30 minutes now. Reason for that is my loss last week, and let me go over that real quick so you can see that. That was a messy day. Those happen. It's not always picture perfect. Let me see where it is. What is it? Yeah, here. So when I use the 15-minute band, it actually already hit it here on this one, and I had my first entry here, and I didn't have the 1-to-1 rule in place. Otherwise I would have had 1-to-1, and then I get a signal going the other way. I would have closed the trade, but that was a loss for me. I think I took another trade right after. Where was it? Can't remember, but I had 2 losses back to back in this cluster here. Now looking back, this actually touched the band on the 30 minutes, so I wouldn't have had any entry here until this candle actually came up here, and at that time this was the candle that pierced through the 30-minute band. Might have even been this here, but if you look here, we get our blue arrow, we get our red arrow, and then here we get the white arrow. So this is the last arrow that we need to get. So on this candle, when this candle closes and those agree, which they don't, so we have to wait on this. So right here on this candle here, this would have been our entry, and you can see this would have worked out beautifully. So that's why I'm using the 30-minute band now, and that's why I have those 3 arrows together, the trilogy, so to speak. And like I said, actually I can update this right now. We're waiting anyway, so let me update this. There we go. Let me delete the old one. Let me delete that EMA error. Like I said, it was just too noisy. Didn't like it. Okay, so I need to put oh, that one is still on there. Okay, so I don't need this. I just need the beast super signal. It should be right around here. There it is. Copy. Paste. I'm still getting used to Windows 11. Okay. So we have that. Templates. Let me save this. Yes. Load. So I'm just updating the zip file so you guys have the same thing that I have here. Paste. Replace. Okay. Add to archive. Zip. Done. Let me copy this and then post it in Telegram. There you go. I'm just gonna post it like this. So anyway, so this is the new update. If you use this one, let me delete the old one. And let me pin this one. There you go. So now you have everything that I have here. Okay. I always like to squeeze the charts together a little bit. I don't like it when the candles are that big. It makes me nervous. I like it better when they're smaller. I don't know why. Psychologically. Yeah, so anyway, I just posted the update in the Telegram chat. You can download it from there for free, and then you see exactly what I see. And like I said, Signal. Okay. Signal basically coincides of 3 arrows. We have a blue arrow, and then we have a buy or sell arrow, so it's either red or green, and then a little white arrow. When we have all 3, that's a buy signal. And then we have to confirm down here. If it's not good here, we have to wait for confirmation here, so like we had it before, where we have to wait for those to flip green first, and then we can take the trade. And I also added the water attar back for confirmation. Is this in the package? I think it's not in the package. Hold on. I probably forgot this now. No, it's in there. Okay, it's in there. Alright. So yeah, like I said, ignore this band here. This is something I'm just playing with. I'm trying to. I like it because it's very precise. But I'm trying to think of a good use, and while watching it in action, I'll probably get an idea. So that's why it's on the chart for now. But I'm not using it for anything. I also added the C indicator back, which are these white lines, yellow lines, and also those scissors that you can see on here. That's an additional confirmation as well. But you really don't need those. Those 3 are important. Once you get those 3 together, whenever they come, check down here. If it agrees, take the trade right there. If not, wait until those agree too, and then take the trade. Very simple. But for now, again, we're just waiting for one of the 2 liquidities to be taken out. My guess is that we're going down here. Take the slow out. This is gonna shift down, and then we can take the trade up from here. That's my guess. If I look on the higher time frame, we're kind of like in an uptrend here. So we just moved. We actually had a double bottom on the 1 hour, and I think we're gonna continue up now. Because the last time on the 1 hour that we hit this new band was down here, so we kind of need to come up here. But in order to get up here, we need a little bit of gas, and I think that gasoline comes from taking out the lows here in the Asian session and then continue high. So that's my game plan, but I go with whatever the market does. So. And then of course when it takes out one of either the highs or the lows of the Asian session, I also wanted to come out of the band or at least touch the band for additional confirmation. This is a good example, by the way. So if I would take the trade here, the stop loss will be here, so 3.1 pips, so 1-to-1 gets hit right around here. So I already would have taken the first position off at 1-to-1 risk reward, and then when I see blue arrow, red arrow and white arrow, that's when I would set my stop loss to break even, just to protect capital. And you can see I would have been stopped out right here, but I still would have that 1-to-1 from the first one in the back, basically. So I'm not losing anything, I'm not risking a loss. I banked a little bit of money and I'm not going away with no money, if that makes sense. So that's why I'm doing this. But let's see if we get a setup, and then I go through it as it happens. But yeah, basically 2 positions. So my positions are going to be 0.3 each, and then the first position gets closed at 1-to-1 risk reward. That way our stop loss is basically break even. And then after 1, 2, 3, or hitting the middle line of the band, whichever comes first, I take another half of the second position off, so that I'm taking off 0.15 of the second position, and then the rest are right up until I get the dots on the other side and a reverse entry, or if I'm outside of the band, whenever I feel like I can basically close it at that point, because then I know for sure that I'm over 1 to 3 risk reward ratio now in the second half. Usually when you get a good entry like I had on Friday here, that was a beautiful trade. I was way outside of the band. You can see this here. Those are the best because you have a huge up potential here. And I think the first time I used different dots, so I think the first time I got dots was right around here. So when I saw this, I was like, okay, done. I think I took a reverse trade here, closed out half of the position here, and then I got this here, so I closed the other half, and then I called it a day, because it was already after 10 a.m. in the morning, and I was trading since 2 a.m. So I was like, okay, I'm done, made enough. And you can see it actually repainted higher, and then it was end of the day anyway. You shouldn't trade around that area anyway. I would not take a trade after 12 p.m. on Friday. It's just garbage after that. So yeah, it was a good week. But like I said, I only used 0.1. And that's why my profits are so small, but I was happy about it. I was very consistent, and I made almost 2% last week. That's for 1 week, it's not bad. But now I'm starting to feel comfortable with this, so that's why I upped my size here, hoping that maybe I can make 3-4% this week. Let's see. I need 8% to pass on this one, so hopefully at some point next week I will pass this challenge. Would be nice. So if you have questions, let me know. Like I said, since I didn't do my live Q&A, I'm more than willing to answer any questions if you have any. You going to work today, Foss? He's still here. Yeah, he's still here. Got any plans? Work today, or what are you doing today? Oops. Ah, okay. Alrighty. Well, have fun. Like I said, if you have questions, you can always contact me in the Telegram chat. Well, it's really very simple. And you do the same thing in the New York session, by the way. So when the New York session starts with 7 a.m. my time, you do the same thing. You wait until the high or the low of the London session gets taken out, and then rinse and repeat. Basically the same strategy, just instead of the Asian session, you use the London session. That's all. Gotcha. Alrighty, well, have fun, and see you around. Thanks for stopping by. And it looks like it's coming down now, so we might get a setup here. Very nice. Yeah, if you go on the 1 hour time, see those bands, they really like nail the movement of the price. They repaint too, but they're very precise actually. So when you go on the 1 hour and you look, you can see that the last time we hit those bands was here last week on Friday, and we did not make it up here yet. So my guess is that we're going up here. However, before we move up here, we're probably going to take out the low of the Asian session to basically fuel the move, taking out the stop losses and liquidity here in order to move up further. So that's my guess what we're going to do here, and it looks like we're coming down now, so let's see if we get a setup here. So again, valid signal is the blue arrow, the red arrow, and the white arrow together, like here. And when we get the last arrow, we need to confirm. And here it was confirmed. We were red and red, so could have taken a trade. If it's not good enough, the risk reward, you could have adjusted it a little bit higher, and you would have been taken in here, or even here. Went all the way back up. So. And that's what we're looking for when we get down here. We're looking for a blue arrow, green arrow, and white arrow, and then confirmation on those 3 or 4, 5, whatever, and then take the trade. If it's more than 1, 2, 3 risk reward, if not, I'll just put a pending order in place. And it also needs to hit the band once at least. So not just sweeping here, it needs to come outside of the band too, ideally. So those are my rules for setup. Okay. This is the only downside when you trade live on YouTube. Usually I have some YouTube video running in the background or some music or whatever, but I can't do this here. So it's very quiet. I'm not used to that. Yeah, looks like we're coming down. That's good. Yeah, and the reason why I use 0.3 is because with the stop loss that I usually have on GU, which is somewhere between 3 to 6 pips, it kind of equals out to roughly 0.5%, maybe a little bit more than 0.5% in the worst case scenario. So I'm not using the position size calculator. This is easier for me. I just hit buy, hit and done, or place a pending order like that. I use the same size over and over. I know this is not really exact, but I don't know, I like it better. Can't really explain why. And if I average the stop losses that I had last week, they're always between 3 and I think the max was like 8 pips. On 0.6 altogether, that roughly creates about a little bit over 0.5% of my account. Didn't take a nap. I didn't want to sleep again, or oversleep again. So I actually stayed up. Probably only gonna do a London session today. Yeah, but last week was a good first week. Like I said, here's my FX book. So we're at 1.94%. I need 8, and I took it easy. Like I said, I was only using 0.1. So this week I'm using 0.3, hoping to get to 4 or 5%, something like that, this week. So I'm pretty much almost there. Yep. That's what I'm at. And again, the signal ideally happens between 2 a.m. and 4 a.m. I know kill zone is until 5 a.m., but I prefer to have it early on than late. There's also a way to take it without the dots. Forgot to mention that. I saw that in the back testing. Let me go back. Sorry for scrolling, but yeah, here for example. So on this day here, we come out of the band and out underneath the Asian session right here, but we have no dots. However, when we zoom out, we just look for the last dots. Where were the... Oh, that was smart. No, sorry. Yeah, here. So on this, in this case, like I said, we have no dots, so we go back and we look where were the last dots, and last dots were here. So we're in a sell until we hit dots, and we didn't get any dots here, so this was not a valid trade. That was not a valid trade because it did not come out of the Asian session. But then we come down here and now we get dots. So this was that was the valid setup of the day. And you can see we get, let me zoom in. So this was not valid. This was not valid because we did not come out of the Asian session. Then we come way out, and then we have our 3 arrows here. The last one coming in around here. And now all we have to do is wait for here. This actually turns red, so we can't take the trade yet. So we have to wait. We have to wait. Now it turns green, but now this is red, so we have to wait. And then on this candle here, that would be our entry candle. That's when everything agrees. Stop loss down here, and then off we go. And it was a nice trade. So just wanted to point that out. Now, if this would have come out of the Asian session here, since the last dots were resistance dots and we're in a down move, if this would have come out here, I would have taken this trade. But it did not come out. And this one, since we were in a sell move, I'm not taking a buy either. However, when it comes out the second time, we get dots and then off we go. And those golden ones are actually daily dots. The blue ones are 4-hour dots, so they're even more powerful. And then, like I said, all you have to do is wait for the 3 arrows. We get all 3 on this candle. Maybe a little bit later because it shifts back a little bit, but it doesn't matter. And then you look down here and you have to wait until all of those agree. And that happens on this candle here. Green, green, and this was probably just white at that point, but that's valid. And then you check the water tar is also green. So that's a valid entry right here. And then you take it. Stop loss underneath, that was 6.5 pips. And then 1 to 1 right here, you take half off. 1, 2, 3, you take half off of the other one. And then you write the other half up until you hit the other side of the band. And dots were probably up here already. So anywhere here, if you would have taken your take profit and call it a day, that would have been it. And that would have been a nice trade. So from here, let's say, even if you just go to here, this is like 52 pips with a 6.5 pip stop loss. So that's a nice trade. Can't complain about that. So here the last dots that we had were support. That means in order for me to take a trade, it needs to be a buy. And ideally I want price to come out underneath the Asian session here. I'm not taking a trade here. Or it comes up above the Asian session range, outside of the band, and it gives us dots on the other side, and then we can take the sell. And if it just keeps ranging within the Asian session range until 5 AM, then there is no trade. Simple rules, strict rules, but they work. So again, my alerts are set to the Asian low right here, and also the Asian high up here as an alert. So as soon as one of the alerts goes off, I'm interested. I'm not doing anything before that. Sorry for that. Yeah, definitely not gonna do a New York session today, that's for sure. Now let's see if you even get a trade. Right now it's just ranging. So, I mean, it's Monday, so Monday is usually a little bit slower. Let me see what happened last Monday. We have the alerts set anyway, so you can't miss anything. So this is today, this is Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, and Monday. Just curious. Oh, that was, yeah. That was that day. Yeah, this was, again, I used the 15-minute bands here before, and I just had 2 stops out back to back, and I was like, yeah, I'm done. I went straight back to bed. That was my losing day the first day I traded. This is actually a good example for, here we have a valid setup, and we have all 3 arrows here, and everything agrees here. So stop loss underneath. I think we had dots here. I don't know, I can't remember, or if I was even using dots, but let's say we have dots here. This is a valid setup. We take it, and then this is a 5.2 pip stop loss. So 5.2 is right around right around here, this candle, 1 to 1, we close out the first position, and then 5.2, that's 15.6, or the middle band, which we hit right here. We take out half of the second position, and then we get all 3 arrows going against us. So in this case, I will set my stop loss to break even at this point. And I got stopped out, which is fine. And then we come lower, and here we get a new signal. 1, 2, 3. Confirmed. Take the entry. So 9 pips. So 1 to 1 is here. That's great. And then we go higher. We don't hit 1, 2, 3, but we get this. Again, all 3 together, that's a reverse signal, so I set my stop loss to break even. And I get stopped out again. Great. So we wait for a fresh signal, and then right here we get another signal. And this is confirmed actually, right here. So you take this, and then this time it goes through, and it hits profit target. So that's why I came up with the 1 to 1 rule, because on each one of them I take a little bit of profit off. And then on a third time's the charm, it actually goes through. And then I make the full profit on the move. So this would be, let me see, that was 5 pips, and then 9 pips, so it's 14, 19, and then, so let me put this in a calculator. So 19 pips, and then we have, what was that? So 15 and 40 on half of the position. So 19, let's say I use the size that I use now, times 3 and plus, and then we have 15 plus, what was it, 35 plus 35 times 1.5 and plus, so that would have been 132 bucks on that session. That's almost 3%. Okay, I guess we're not taking this. I wonder. I'll set that to 60. Ooh, that actually works. Are you kidding me? Haha. Yes, sir. So this is the band on the 1 hour chart. You can actually adjust the time frame here. So we're probably gonna go up here somewhere and then reverse. I'm gonna leave it on like this. Like I said, this is something I just play around with it right now. It's not relevant for the strategy. I'm just curious to see how it works. Yeah, and if you have any questions anytime, let me know in the chat. Right now I'm in waiting position, so I got time to answer questions. Also, do me a favor, like the video, subscribe to the channel. You have to be subscribed to. Type in the chat, by the way. That's just to keep spammers out. There's also a time limit, so you can only post a comment every 30 seconds. So nobody can spam the chat. It happened before. I had to go that route in order to avoid that. It's just annoying. Also, we have a free Telegram channel. Should be in the description. I think so. Let me check this real quick. I don't say something wrong here. Just checking. Yeah, it's in there. So there's a link to the Telegram channel, also my Twitter account if you want to follow me on Twitter. Not very active there, but maybe start being active there. Not sure yet. I have it on there. Just okay, here we go. So again, all we're doing is we're waiting for the highs or the lows of the Asian session been taken out. Looks like we're taking the highs now. And then we're waiting for a reversal signal, and then we're in. Yeah, and I have those bands on there. They're set to 1 hour now, so this is the 1 hour range. So for some reason this band is really accurate, so I'm expecting price, if it comes out on the top, to come here first before we get a reversal. Let's just let's see what happens. Like I said, that's experimental. But so far we're only ranging within the Asian session, so there's no trade setup yet. Asian session is the blue box here on the screen. And red is basically the London session now. Or pre-London. Starts an hour before the actual London session. But that's where I start looking. That's the kill zone, 2 a.m. to 5 a.m. Are there any news? I didn't even check. Let's see if we have news. No, nothing major on USD or GBP. So we're good here. Let me check tomorrow while I'm here. Okay, so tomorrow we have high impact news right at 2. That's good to know. And then also at 4:30. And then 9:45 in the morning USD. Okay, tomorrow I gotta pay attention to this. So tonight we're good. There's nothing really going on here. Okay. That's good. Yeah, and again, I got alert set to the high, to the low. So now I'm just waiting for one of the alerts to go off. So what I'm doing right now. Now, but last week was good. I was very happy. Very consistent. Yeah, and to explain it again, I'm using a strategy loosely based on ICT concepts, especially the Judas swing. And loosely based because all I'm using is the liquidity sweep of the Asian session, basically. That's the basic principle of that strategy. And I combine it with my strategy, which is the TMA band and price moving between TMA bands. And see, every time you come out on the bottom, you come out on the top at some point. and vice versa. So that's what I'm using as a strategy. It's just a matter of pinpointing where to reverse. Ah, look at that. Interesting. And then do we go down here? We do. And then we go up here. We do. Down here we do. Okay, that is actually interesting. So I have those. This is a new kind of band that I have on there. And let me zoom out a little bit too. And they're set to 1 hour right now. Those are 1 hour bands. Now look at that. We hit it here. We hit it here. Here again, here again, here again. Then we move down and we hit it here and come out. We go back and we hit that 1 hour band here and we reverse. We hit it here and we reverse. This is interesting. So just by that, we should go up here now somewhere and then reverse. That is interesting. Alright, let's see what happens. So right here, it should reverse then. That is indeed interesting. I'm not sure if I put that in a package too, those bands. Let me check. Probably not, because like I said, this is something I'm just testing for now. Oh, they are in there. Okay, so you have the same bands. So what I did with those bands, they're the 4x4 live reversal 3 and 2, those two indicators. I set them to 60 minutes time frame. If you want to follow along with this setup here. So you have to set those two to 60 minutes. Let me zoom out again so I explain it. So they're set to 1 hour now, and you can see that there's a 1 minute chart. Every time on the 1 minute chart we tap into this band, we reverse, and then we go right up here, and then we come down, we come back up, but right into this band again, and then we reverse until here. We actually come out a little bit and we reverse up into this band again, and we reverse into the band again down here, and then we reverse. So logically I would say, are we going up here now? So logically I should wait until the price hits here before I look for an entry. Interesting. Sorry for the scrolling, but really. Yeah, so let's see what happens. I'm curious if it makes it up there. It's very interesting. Sorry, I just got a text message. Okay. I was also playing with OBS over the weekend and found some interesting settings. I have to take a little bit more time to go through them, but I think I found a way how to make like a screen layout, layover, whatever you want to call it. Like other live channels have like a layover, like a frame around it, and have the chat integrated in there and whatnot. So I'm gonna play with that and see if I can get it to work, because I think it looks nicer than this setup here. This is very rudimental. But I will work on that. Like I said, I'm just starting out. I'm still learning the ropes here. Still a small P, but I will get there. Also want to thank all the subscribers so far. I think I'm up to 89 subscribers now. That's pretty cool. So it's not like huge, but it's a start. And want to thank each and every one of you for subscribing. It means a lot. I think just want to check something, because those actually have middle bands too, or one of them. Huh? Oh no, here. Colors, there you go. Let's make this, I don't know, aqua for now. Oh, it's down here, okay. So that is the middle here, okay. That's interesting. Let's see what happens. If it really goes all the way up here and then reverses, then I might just implement that into the strategy as well. Yeah. So then you get in when it hits that band, and then you hold the trade until it reaches the other side. That's interesting. Huh. Take half off at the middle band. Same here. Same here. Way out. Wow. Gotta keep an eye on that. Okay, so let's see what happens here. So now we're coming out of the top here. Zoom in a little bit. Delete this for now. So theoretically, price should come up here, right around this area here. Let's see. So we definitely took out the Asian session high and we touched the band, but we don't have any dots here yet, so no valid setup. So I think this might actually go up here. Yeah, it's almost 3 a.m. So 3 is when London session opens, so that might push the price all the way up there. Wouldn't surprise me. And then we might get a setup. There we go. So now we got the dots. Let me just turn the alert off on those. I only have alerts on them when I'm not looking at the screen. There we go. So we have 4 minutes till London session open. So this might pull back a little bit and possibly even give a setup, but I want to see price up here first. That's one sell arrow. Especially since it's right before 3 a.m. I think it's gonna go higher. And this is also still green here. Same with this one. So I think this is a fake out move right before London session, and London is going to take it higher. Even though if we break this low here, then it would be a valid ICT setup, and we have a fair value gap here on the extreme. But I don't trust it. Like I said, I want to see it actually come up here. Also no red arrow yet, and again it's like right before London open, so I think this is just a fake move. So 1 minute till London open. And you can see here this is still green, so it's not valid. Same down here. All of that makes me believe that we'll still continue higher when London opens. Even though we do break the low here. So following an ICT we would have a setup here, but I don't trust it. I still think we're going to continue higher. So I'll wait. Jesus. Are they taking the low now? Okay, that would make sense. And then going higher. That was a huge jump here. Holy moly. Total gap. So yeah, if you follow ICT, you would take an entry here with your stop loss above the high. going down, but I think it's gonna go higher actually. Nope. So overall we are in an up move. You can see the last golden dots that we had was resistance, so we made a move up. We came back down, made a higher low, and theoretically we should make a higher high now before we get the golden dots again. So I still think we're going up here. However, if it does take the Asian low here, then I would definitely be interested in taking a long here, because I still think ultimately we're going up here. So maybe that's what it's doing right now, taking the Asian low. And then I would definitely be interested in a buy. Or it might just use the middle of the Asian range as a support to move further up. I don't know. Let's see. Checking on my bot here. Okay. My friend actually finished the update for my EA, so I just put it on a VPS on a demo account. That was that. So it's currently running on 28 pairs and gold, so 29 charts basically. Curious how that's gonna work out. But that just started last night. That's when I started that test. Taking that trade anyway. So here's a good example for what I said before with the 1 to 3 minimum. Let me show you that here. So we did have a signal here, stop loss above the high, and the 1 to 3 would be down here. So I would not take this trade because the lower band comes before the 1 to 3 risk reward ratio. So in this case I would have moved my pending order somewhere around here, so that my 1 to 3 target comes before we hit the lower band, and we never got tagged in that. So either way I would have missed that trade, but it was not valid anyway in that moment. So we might still take out that Asian low here. Then I'm definitely looking for a trade up, so for a buy, because I still think our ultimate target is up here. So if you get a trade down here, that's around 40 pips. I mean, it wouldn't make sense because we had all those candles down here. There's definitely a lot of liquidity underneath here. And take that out before we move higher. From here to here. So we got 1 push, 2 push, possibly 3 pushes down here. And then up. So I'm expecting something like this. And then up. That's what I'm expecting. So once price gets up here, I'm interested in a sell, or if price takes out the Asian low here, I'm interested in a buy up to here. That's what I'm looking for. If I don't get that, I'm not trading. Excuse me. Now we're going up again. So this would have not made it through anyway. So yeah, I think we're gonna head towards this band here and then turn around. So once we get up there, I'm gonna pay attention. Plus, like I said, I would have not had a 1, 2, 3 down to the band here anyway, so that was not a valid trade either way. So this is where the ICT traders jump in. Like I said, they have a fair value gap right here, and also here. So ICT traders would enter the market right now for a sell on this fair value gap, but I think we're actually gonna break through this fair value gap. I'll leave it on there just in case. Yeah, it's gonna go higher. There we go. Just broke through. And that would have been a loss for the ICT traders right here. I mean, it was valid with the break structure here. We left those two fair value gaps. We came back, but we went through. We did not respect that. because I really think that our target is up here. That's why I want to wait until we get up here for a reversal and then take the sell. Still gonna go higher. And that's exactly the reason why I said my strategy is loosely based on ICT. Just need to have patience. Plus, I'm not even sure if you make it up there within the London session. It's Monday, so and let's see what happens. There we go. That was a loss for the ICT traders. Out of curiosity. Actually, to come back. Okay. Interesting. Still not done. Like I said, I think we're probably gonna go up here. So once it hits up here, I'm interested in a sell. That's not it. Yeah, if it really does go up to the 1 hour band, then I'm definitely interested in incorporating that in my strategy, because again, if I go back here, we hit down here, reversed. We hit up here, reversed. We hit down here, reverse. Up here, reverse. That's still down here, reverse. Up here, reverse. So that seems to be very consistent. So of course I want to wait until price gets here before I consider a trade. This might just come back to this fair value gap here and then continue higher. Just gonna risk 0.01 on that one. So I'm gonna put a buy limit right here with a stop loss right below here. Take profit. Right up here. And this is just a test trade, that's why I put 0.01, but I think that that is what's going to happen here. And I only use 0.01. So that's basically using this fair value gap, which is in the optimal trade entry zone. If you put a fib on there, we can see that it's right in there. Stop loss underneath the lowest of the 3 candles of the fair value gap, which is right here. And then I think the ultimate target is at least this orange band here, so that's where I set my profit target. Just curious, like I said, it's just a 0.01. It's nothing big. Just want to see if that plays out. Let's see. Yeah, I'm risking not much here. It's like, what, 33 cents, so that's not a big deal. Let's see if I'm right. Also creating liquidity here. Right here. So it makes sense to come down here, take that, tap another fair value gap and then continue up, because I still think this is the minimum target up here. So that, at least that's what makes sense to me right now. It's not my strategy, that's why I'm only risking 0.01 or 33 cents on that trade. Just curious to see if that would actually play out or not. I'm still learning too, so. But once we get up here, I'm definitely interested in a sell. And then I'm going to use 0.3. Just going to go back real quick. Want to see something here. Yeah, no. It was actually exactly the trade that I took on Friday. But now I have actually reassurance. That's nice. Okay. Very interesting. I learn something new every day. Yeah, like I said, I'm still building liquidity up here. Around this level. Tap, 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 tap. And then, bam. Right into this fair value gap and then continue up. Yeah. Really curious to see if that works out actually. Just checking out they have an alert. They do. This looks like a regular TMA band. If I'm not mistaken. Let me see something. TMA band, here we go. 50 and 60. 2.2, 112, 2.2, 112. Let me see if they actually. Yep, it's a regular TMA event. Haha. Funny. Okay, good to know. So if that trade works out, we have a risk of 33 cents and profit of 310. That's almost a 1 to 10. Wow. Damn. This is all working so far. Nice. I'm really curious to see if that trade actually works out, if we get tagged in, first of all. Second of all, if it actually would work out. Time is it? Almost 4. Now it looks like we're continuing higher. Yep. Obviously, if you do get up here first, I'm going to cancel this pending order. Very interesting. Yeah, again, there's a good chance that we don't make it up here until New York session. I'm wanting to wait it out and see what happens. But if you just keep ranging for now, I might just call it a night for today. I will just check tomorrow when I wake up to see if that actually happened. Yeah, once again, if you have the template, if you download it from the Telegram channel, the orange and the green band, all you have to do is right click on that and then set the time frame to 60 on both of them. Right here. That's all I did. Yeah, if it keeps ranging like that, I'm gonna call it a night. I'm gonna wait a little bit longer. Let's see, but this might not happen before New York session. And seeing how this band works now. I'm not interested in taking a sell before we actually get up there. Hope that makes sense. Much happening here. Just gonna go to the bathroom real quick and I'll put this up here so people know, because I'm gonna mute myself. I'll be right back. Alrighty, I'm back. Alright, just to explain again what I'm doing here. We are in an uptrend right now, and if I go back a little bit, so it doesn't matter if you go by the resistance resistance starts, support and resistance starts, or if you go by the band, the higher time frame 60-minute TMA bands here. Last time we had the golden resistance starts was down here. That means officially we're in an uptrend. And the last time we hit the band on the low was here, and we're making our way up here now to the high. So either way, we're looking for a buy until we get here. So that's why I have this order here. There's a fair value gap right here. That's fine. So if we do come down here and tap it, then my target will be this upper band here. If not, if it just continues up, then I wait until it gets up here for a sell. So that's the only two scenarios that I'm interested in right now. And my entry is just a little bit above the fair value gap because my spread is a little bit wider. It's like 0.3 spread. That's why I have it a little bit higher, and my stop loss is right underneath that candle. But technically I should include the spread in this too. Kind of like this here. There you go. So if this is a liquidity buildup and we do come down here, then I expect price to tap into this fair value gap and continue higher. Or it doesn't come back and it goes straight up here. Once it hits up here, I'm obviously going to remove my pending order, and then I'm going to wait for a sell signal up here to take it down to here. If that makes sense. Just so you know what's going on here and what I'm looking for. And again, if you have questions, leave them in the chat or in the comments or in the Telegram channel. I'd be happy to answer the questions. All of your questions. And since this trade here that I have a pending order on does not go along with my strategy, I only set it to 0.01. Just want to see if it works out or not. That's just a curiosity trade. Like I said, I'm only risking like 36 cents on that, so it's not a big deal. Just want to see if that actually would work out. Because if it does, that might be something to remember next time. But yeah, I still believe that we're going up to here somewhere. It might not happen in a London session, might be New York. But I'm not interested in anything until we get up here, and then I would take a short. So that's what I'm waiting on right now. That's also exactly why I took my trade on Friday. If I go back up to Friday, we can see we came underneath the Asian session and we tapped right into this band here. See? And my entry was on this candle here. No, on this candle here. That was my entry Friday. And I took it all the way up to around here. Knowing what I know now, I would have held it because I still think we're going to continue up to here. So I would still be in this trade, knowing what I know now. Yeah, and the blue area is a repainting indicator, so as soon as price goes higher, you're going to see it disappear. But it seems that price has a hard time getting up there, so that's why I'm thinking you could possibly come down into this fair value gap, take this build up liquidity here, and use that as fuel to go all the way up here. That's why I have a pending order here on that fair value gap. That's the only two things that I'm interested in right now. But again, this does not confirm with my strategy, so that's why I only put a 0.01 on that. I hope that makes sense. And there we go. And you can see the blue arrow just disappeared. So it looks like we're not coming back here to this fair value gap. But this is good to know. That gives me more exact targets. So knowing what I know now, when I took this trade on Friday, I would have stayed on this trade and I would still be in it and holding it up until here. But I can do this on the way back. So that's good. Slowly but surely we're making our way up here. just gonna go back real quick to Monday last week. I'm just curious, I want to see something. So it was this ugly day. I want to see if the bands would have helped here as well. No, we're not anywhere near the bands. But it did come up here and then reverse. And come down here. And reverse. Up here, reverse. Come up here again. Down here in the bands, reverse. Up here, reverse. Down here and then reverse. So yeah, definitely gonna wait until we get up there. Very interesting things you find out. But I'm definitely gonna use that to my advantage. There we go. Yeah. So I can delete this order now. Alright, let's see if we get an entry before 5. Looking good. Come on, baby. So we're waiting for price to tap in here or even come outside and then reverse signal, and then we're going to take an entry and take it all the way down here. And that's about 80-ish pips. It's not bad. With the new money management and risk management method that I explained in the beginning, that would be roughly, that would be a little bit over 2%. That would be nice. With roughly 0.5% risk, so 1 to 4. It's not too bad. Slowly but surely. There's also no news or anything, so it should not shoot out of the band much, if any. So as soon as we hit up here, I'm gonna wait for the 3 arrows, blue, red and white, and then confirmation on those two. And if I have that, I'm in a cell. And then if everything works out, I'm gonna take it all the way down here to this area here. Just gonna go on the 1 hour real quick, just wanna see. Might actually go above the green band. So there's a good chance we even go above here. Before we turn around. Let's see what happens. That's not it. Slowly but surely. Yeah, like I said, I think we're gonna even cross the green band first before we turn around. So go on the 1 hour chart, we can see that we had our last high here. So if this is indeed a reversal, what the golden dots indicate, that means we would go past this high here from Thursday, and that would be right above the green band here. You can see this here, right here. So I think that's where we hit, maybe even a little bit higher, and then we're gonna turn around. So at least that's what I'm expecting here. Really struggling to get up there. See where the high was on Thursday. Put a line there. Oh, right there. Okay, so that was right here. So that was the high from Thursday. So we're probably going to take that. Right here. That's still not it. is that slow? That's still not it. Like I said, I think it's gonna go higher, at least above that white line that I put on the charts there. That's not it. Oh boy. I'm ready for some sleep. Yeah, like I said, it could be creating a high here, a London high, and then come back in the New York session, take that high, tap into this one, and then come down. But I don't want to wait that long. So yeah, I'm gonna call it a night here, but mark my words, like I said, we're still gonna go up here at around 1.21913 before we turn around. This might happen in the New York session, but I'm not gonna stay up that long. I'm getting tired, I need some sleep. I'm gonna check when I wake up what happened. So no trade for today. But like I said, if you're watching it, keep an eye on that level here. Once it goes above it and you get a reversal, reverse signal, you can get in. And then minimum target would be down here at 1.21097. And the template, like I said, is available in my Telegram channel, which you can find in the description. Again, please like and subscribe. And if you have any questions, leave comments or leave me a message in the Telegram channel. Either way is fine with me. And this is all for free, no costs. Telegram channel is free. The template is free. Not charging for anything. Just don't want to wait for this now. Like I said, I'm not interested before we get up here. And it looks like we're pulling back right now and then going back up in the New York session, take out London high and then reverse. And I'm not going to stay up that long. But again, I will check it when I get up, see if that was correct or not. And if it was, then I'm definitely going to keep those bands on the charts as well. And then update the zip file in the Telegram channel. But you have those bands in the package right now. Like I said, all you have to do is change the time frame for both to 60 minutes. And then you have the same setup. Alright. I see you when I wake up in the Telegram. And until then, be safe. Thanks for stopping by. And have a great rest of your night. Bye bye.